Some big news this week for Texas as associate head coach Tina Thompson found out she'll be inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. Let's show you how she found out the news.
Harden is the undersized coach. You guys probably remember her. That she runs in transition and scores mostly around the rim. And will shoot a 15-foot shot.
She is. We're in a film session, but would you like to speak to her right now? Okay. Hold on a second.
Same here. Yeah.
She just said she did something real quick.
Hello.
On behalf of the entire board, we, the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame Board of Directors, are calling you, Tina, to congratulate you on being selected for induction into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame.
And here she is, Tina Thompson, now joining us. Coach, I was watching your expression there and your expression now. You play it pretty cool. You got a nice poker face, but what were you thinking? What was the flood of emotions?
Well, no, it was just really weird that, one, Karen was answering her phone in film, and then, two, it was for me. So, like, my first was just, like, stay calm because I have a 12-year-old boy, and my mom is at home. So I was thinking that something might have happened, like, terribly, and it was just so weird. So I'm like, do you want me to take this in here? Because I don't know what my reaction is going to be like. So then when I got the message, it was more relief than anything, that it wasn't anything bad. It was totally something great.
Well, congratulations, because it's a huge honor. And you're also waiting for maybe the phone call from the Naismith Hall of Fame. So we'll see what happens there. Big year, Tina. That's a big year. But you've had a big career. And I want to talk just a minute because we've got Cheryl Swoops here tonight at Texas Tech. And y'all were such a formidable trio with Houston because Cynthia Cooper was involved. But I was crunching some numbers today, and it came out your 4 years in those 4 championships at Houston, you and Swoops accounted for 37% of all points scored in those 4 years. That's pretty impressive. 37%, just the two. Y'all remember her first year, she was coming off of her pregnancy, so she didn't have as many. But what was it like playing with Swoops?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, Cheryl is one of the best players of all time, like, in our game, but you don't know how great it is until you're not in that circumstance anymore. And when you just have adamant professionals like we did, and Cheryl and Swoops and Jeanette and Tammy, and I mean, we just had an unbelievable team. Like, the work ethic was just second to none, and the focus in wanting to win, wanting to actually be the best. And I don't know, it's kind of indescribable because that feeling that I had, I never got it again. You know what I mean? So you don't know how special a situation is because for us it was normal, you know? That's how we started and that's how we finished together. So not until I was no longer with them did I really understand how special, you know, they were and just that team we had in general.
You're a 2-time gold medal winner, 4-time WNBA champ. Where does this rank among those accomplishments getting into the Hall of Fame?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, it's an individual accomplishment. And, of course, you know, we play a team game. So I would have to say that the Olympics right now are the pinnacle. Hall of Fame kind of ranks like up there, like pretty high. So. Like it absolutely does. I mean, just because it's so similar to the Olympics in the sense that it's a privilege. You know, not everyone. Of course, you do all the hard work, but not everyone gets in. And it literally is a just culmination of all the great players, people, coaches that have contributed to our game and continue to make our game special. So kind of to be housed with those guys is pretty amazing.
Tina, what has it been like now going over into the coaching world from being such a successful player? Was that a hard transition for you to really understand the grind of coaching and the giving of coaching as opposed to as a player, you know, it's a totally different feeling, vibe, let's say. How is that transition?
Well, I think the time was probably the biggest adjustment for me. I mean, coaching was pretty easy. I've been a leader just pretty much my entire career or life just in the sport. So I looked at it as that, kind of being the veteran player and just kind of coaching and helping the girls through and just kind of more so looked at them as teammates. And that was I guess, the familiarity that made it easy in the beginning. And then, of course, you separate because when you have to yell at them, they're like, Coach T is not my teammate today. But the time or the amount of time that you spend, it's not just about basketball. Like there's paperwork, there's so much traveling, and there's so much conversation that happens. So I for sure don't envy, all the coaches that I have, but it is adjustment. It's a constant adjustment and just constantly figuring out, just how to make life work.
Well, it looks like you figured it out pretty well.
Thank you.
Before we let you go, you're coming down the home stretch now, 5 games to go in the season. How are you feeling about this year's team?
I'm feeling really good. I feel like throughout the season we've grown up a bit. Expectations, of course, when you look at teams on paper are always like very high, but when you see your kids every day, you know what they're capable of, and we knew that it was going to take some time. It was going to take Jatari to be familiar. I mean, this is the first time that she's played in 2 years, basically, and not having Joyner and our freshmen being so great and so much expectation put on them, they had a little anxiety. So, it takes time for them to understand, what it is that's expected of them, how to work, especially for our freshmen, but to get comfortable. And I think that we're at the place of comfort where the work is a lot easier and the expectation is not something that they're shying away from. They're actually embracing it.
Well, we wish you best of luck down the home stretch, and congratulations again.
Thank you.